Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Global Hack Week Open Source Week, day 2. This is the first session of day 2, so I'm super excited to get us started with Figma to Code, Learning Design with Dev Mode. I have posted the checking link below, so make sure you head over there, get checked in so you can access all the slides, resources, and you'll also get points for attending it at Global Hack Week. Hello, Harish. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining in. And yeah, let me go ahead and get started with introductions. My name is Wei, a coach here at Major League Hacking. A fun fact about me is I live in Florida and I own exactly one coat. So let me know in chat how many coats you own. I only own one, and the only reason I got it was because I had to attend a hackathon in Toronto, and it was so cold. It was like negative, I don't know, negative 20 degrees Celsius or something like that in the winter. So I had to buy one, but that is the only coat I have. I don't have any other coat. Let me know how many coats you have. We have a question in chat. This is beginner friendly, right? I don't know how to use Figma. Exactly. This is the very, very beginner friendly session. You're in the right place. We're going to learn about Figma from the start to end. So don't worry, you came to the right place. Oh, okay. So I guess this is not a fun fact that's just me. Harish only has one coat as well. So we have something in common. 2 or 3. Okay, so some of you have a little bit more, it looks like. Yeah, I've never bought one, and I don't know it. I didn't think I'd ever need it, but Canada, cold, man. With that, let's keep going. Here is a very, very quick outline of this session. Thank you so much for coming, of course. In the next 30 minutes or 45 minutes or so, we're going to together sign up for Figma. We're going to get access to Figma Dev Mode through their educational plan so that everyone has all the features that comes with Figma. We will cover, this is very beginner friendly, Figma fundamentals, the layouts, and how to work with Figma tools. We will learn and work with Figma Dev Mode to export your designs into code, and we're going to build a quick project and bring it to life so that you can actually see it working on the web. So this is very, very cool, very, very powerful. So I hope you're excited. Now, what is Figma? Have you heard of Figma before? Give me a message in the chat, yes or no. Have you heard of Figma before? Now, Figma is the de facto design tool. Yeah, thank you so much for those of you in chat. Yes, yes. So some of you have already heard of it. This is quite a big name now in the design space. Figma's mission is make design accessible to all. It is the de facto tool in many, many startups and Fortune 500 companies. A lot of the designers use it solely for all their designs, for collaborations amongst designers, product managers, stakeholders, and developers. So it is crucial to learn this tool, even if you are just a developer. Because oftentimes, you will likely be sent some designs for you to work with or implement. So we're going to actually show you 4 different apps within the Figma ecosystem. And we're going to focus on 2 of them. So the first one I want to show you is Figma Design. This is the most popular tool in Figma ecosystem. It is an online multiplayer canvas where everyone can collaborate. You can see it is for designers, PMs, and developers. Everyone can collaborate just like on Google Docs. You can design together. You can create, share, comment, everything you can think of in the design. You can make websites, web apps, wireframes, or any other digital products using Figma Design. Next up, we have FigJam. So this is your online multiplayer whiteboard. It's a little bit different from the Figma Design in that it is more for meetings, brainstormings, diagrams, planning, research. You can draw, you can use sticky notes, you can insert shapes, text, images to represent ideas. So it is very, very helpful, especially when you're planning out a project. Perhaps you're working with the team on brainstorming at a hackathon project or at a hackathon for your project. So I highly recommend trying it out for brainstorming and planning. Next up, we have Figma Slides. This is essentially Google Slides or PowerPoint in steroids because you can collaborate just like you can with the other Figma products. You can create slides concurrently with other users and even insert interactive widgets, whereas like on Google Slides and PowerPoint, it is more constrained. And you can even embed prototypes. You can embed web pages. You can embed interactive tools right inside Figma Slides. Very useful. And that's also where this slide deck is created in. And then last but not least, Figma Dev Mode. This is the online multiplayer developer assistant. You can have advanced inspection capabilities of the design so that when you're developing it, it makes it super easy. It also has code generation capabilities for you to export your designs right into the code that you can use in your projects. At the end, we will actually create something together and export it together so that you can see how everything works. It also has workflows and integrations with tons of third-party tools. So I highly recommend you check it out. So it looks like we have another new joiner. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming to our session. And today we'll be focusing on the first one, which is Figma Design, and the last one, which is the Figma Dev Mode. That's what we will be focused on. And as I already mentioned, Figma is the industry standard tool for design. So I highly recommend you learn it regardless of your role, whether it's backend developer, front-end developer, designer, product manager, or anyone really who needs to work with designs. And you may be asking, like, all right, I know what Figma is. I know why it's useful. Where do I get started? So Figma has entire communities of design libraries like these and design kits to ensure you are not starting from scratch so that you can hit the ground running, if you will. With these three design kits, regardless of iOS, macOS, AppIOS, Material UI for Google, Android, or just using the Figma Simple Design System, they make it super, super easy for you to get started and create designs that look amazing. And the key theme here we're trying to say is Figma helps you save time using these design kits. And let's just take a peek through some of them. So this is actually official Apple Design System design kit available on Figma that you can use right in your designs with all the different components included. Same with Google's Material 3 design kit. And this is Figma's own simple design system. So you can see it comes with a lot of great assets, buttons, components, cards that you can use in your application without spending too much time on it. Now, you may be asking, like, why not use V0 or ChatGPT? V0 is, if you haven't heard of it, it is AI UI builder using a prompt. And same with ChatGPT, you can use prompt to create designs. Why not use it? And the reason is design. You want to make sure you create a coherent design for your brand, for your company, for your project. By designing with Figma, you have more time, you have more chance to think about design instead of AI deciding on everything for you. And most online products are designed by teams that use Figma. So I highly recommend you learn this as your skill and put it on your resume. Now, you may be asking, like, where can I use Figma? Do I have to download something? The answer is no. Unlike Adobe products, well, some Adobe products are now online as well, but Figma has this in mind, like online in mind. Figma is available anywhere you need to work with designs. They started off with a web application, but now there are apps on your desktop and mobile that you can download. There's even a VS Code extension and integrations to many IDEs directly. So you can really use Figma anywhere. You just need a simple browser to get started. And the best part is Figma is free for students. Figma is free, but specifically the pro features like Dev Mode are free for students. So students get the free plan. And all you have to do is go to this link. All right, I'm going to pop it in the chat. By signing up at this link, you will get access to Figma's education plan, which comes with all the features of professional plans. So as long as you're a student, you'll be eligible. So I highly recommend you apply right now. We'll give everybody a few minutes to get signed up, but essentially on the right here is like some of the information you need to pop in. As a student, you can just link your student email. You can even log in with Google and sign up. So check it out. In the meantime, I'm going to show you the challenge. So after you sign up, you can actually go to the challenge page, sign up for a Figma education account, and submit a screenshot. Once you do that, you will earn points towards Global Hack Week. So all you have to do is go to the Global Hack Week website, challenges to submit it. But for now, please try this link, and we'll give everyone a few minutes. If you have any questions whatsoever, please drop them in chat right now. Okay. My college's name isn't there. That doesn't sound right. Let me take a quick look on my end. Figma. Yeah, so if your college name isn't there, please open a ticket on Discord under Global Hack Week tag, and one of our team members would be happy to assist you further. We'd love to make sure you will get access to everything. But don't worry, you can still follow along with your free Figma plan. There are some steps that require a subscription to the education plan or the professional plan, but for the most part, you will be able to learn all the basics of Figma and get started. We have a tip from another hacker here. Thank you so much for your message. Try to type your full college name. It might come up. I know Figma has a pretty full list of all the colleges out there, but if it's not there, then we'd love to help you out and make sure it gets added. And in the meantime, I'm going to change the banner on the bottom to ask any questions in chat. So please ask away. we'll give everybody a little bit longer. You can see a timer on the left. So if you need more time, just let us know in chat. Oh, excellent, Harish. Good job. Thank you for confirming it works for you. All right, we'll give everybody 1 more minute. Okay, give me a thumbs up in chat if you're all good to go, good to continue, or if you need a little bit more time, just let me know in chat as well. Okay, excellent. We got some of you successfully signed up for Figma Education Plan. With that, let's go ahead and get started. If you still have trouble, please don't worry. Just open a ticket. You can still follow along and learn all the basics of Figma and watch me use the dev mode. All right, thank you, Bobby Sam. Now, let's go through some of the essentials, concepts for Figma. If you look at the screen here, this is the Figma Design app's main canvas, all right? So you can see this box here. This is actually what you see when you go to a Figma design file. There are 4 distinct regions. The whole thing is called the canvas, all right? That's where everything is. On top, on the left, we have sidebars. Left and right, we have sidebars. And then on the bottom, we have a toolbar. And now this is the canvas. That is your working area. Depending on the device you're using, you can scroll. Like if you're using a trackpad, you can just move around the canvas using 2 fingers. Or maybe, slide using 2 fingers, as you can see here. If you're using a mouse, you can hold down these keys to navigate around the canvas. You can also zoom in and out by scrolling using a mouse, scrolling with the control space on Windows, command space on macOS. All right, and then you can also pinch if you're using a trackpad to zoom in and out. So let's try that together. Let's go to figma.com and just create a new design. Let's go to design. And you'll be taken to this page right here. I will zoom in a little bit so everyone can see a little bit better. How do I do that here? There you go. Let me change this to move myself to the bottom right so everyone can see better. And I will move the toolbar up a little bit. All right, perfect. All right, perfect. So now, I'm going to title this Global Hack Week, Open Source Week, Open Source Figma Demo. That will be my title. And as you can see, we have a canvas. We can move left and right. It might be hard for you to see, so let me just put something on the page. We can move left, right. We can zoom in, zoom out. Bobby, can you see what I'm talking about now? So we can zoom in, zoom out. So let me know if you can do the same. Up, down, zoom in, zoom out. So that's how you can interact with the canvas. These are all the shortcuts here. On refresh, it worked. All right, perfect. Thank you for confirming. All right, next up, let me just zoom out a little bit on my other windows so I can see better. Next up, we're going to talk about the toolbar on the bottom. So this toolbar has a lot of great features. So if you hover over them, you'll see like a tooltip explaining what they are. But here is a full list. You can use the first cursor icon to move or select objects around the canvas. The second icon is for creating frames, which we will show you very shortly. Frames are main building blocks of Figma. They're essentially containers. You can also create shapes. We actually just used the shape icon, the shape feature, to create a square on the page. Pen, you can draw vector shapes and icons. Text, you can add some messaging. Comment, you can add, you can collaborate with other people by adding annotations across the canvas. Actions, these include tons of amazing plugins and AI tools, which you can explore on your own. And then lastly, we have Dev Mode. So today we're going to be focusing on using Move, Frame, Shape, Text, and Dev Mode. You don't have to remember that. We'll just go through them as we work. And if you look on your left side, that is actually the left sidebar. It gives you access to layers, pages, and assets. So if you have worked with Adobe products before, you may be familiar with this. It has all the layers, pages and layers, a very similar concept. You can also access your main menu, settings, and things like that from the left sidebar. And on the right sidebar, this is actually like a detailed panel, which lets you tweak many things depending on like what tools you're using and what objects you have selected. So it changes quite a bit, but you can use it to view and edit design properties or layers. You can prototype different things, like when creating a prototype experience, you can use that to hook up buttons, hook up different pages and things like that. And there is so much more. So if you want to learn all the details about Figma, you can go to Figma Learns link using the mlh.link/Figma resources. That's where you can get access to the whole documentation and resources. It is also available on the check-in link once you check in. Now, is everyone ready to continue? Give me a thumbs up, please, in chat. So those are the basics. We talked about the canvas. We talked about the left-hand side, which is the left sidebar with pages and layers. And on the right-hand side, we have designs. Yep. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for your thumbs up. All right. So today we're going to create a UI card project together. And for the UI card project, we're actually going to create, you can think of it like a blog post page, right? Where you, like a summary page where you can see many, many blog posts, okay? So users can have a preview, maybe like an image of the blog post, they can see a title of the blog post, and they can see a description of the blog post. So let's kind of construct that card using some of these tools that we talked about. First up, we're going to create a text box. You can name it anything you want, like my first global hack week, or anything you can think of. And just for the purpose of the demo, we're going to make it bold and with a font size 24. You can find that option under typography on the right sidebar. So let's do that together. I'm going to delete this box I created earlier and just go back to the text tool, drag it, and do it again, drag it. Okay, and I'm going to say my first global hack week. And as you can see, I zoomed in 414%. That is quite large. Let me just zoom out to maybe 100% for now, maybe 200. And I can make this a little bit bigger. And if you remember, we're going to scroll down to typography, change it to bold, and font size 24. And let me just adjust it a little bit more. I'm going to reset back to 100% here and just make the text fit for now. So that is going to be the title of my blog post, my first global hack week. All right. Next up, let's actually create an empty rectangle, rectangle shape using this shape tool and place it just above the title. So let's go ahead and do that together. We will click the rectangle tool, the shape tool, and just drag a box above my first global hack week. Maybe I'll add some spacing like that. Cool. All right. And then the next step is let's add another text box. This time it's going to be a description of the blog post, like a very brief summary of the blog post. And for the purpose of this demo, we're going to use font size regular, or font size 16, and font weight regular. So regular font weight 16, and then we'll use that layout. I don't know what that's called. We'll try it together. So now let's go back to our design file and actually switch over to the text box field and create a text box. And as we mentioned, we're going to pick font weight normal, regular, and font size 16. Global hack. Let me just type some description. It can be anything you can think of. Global Hack Week, Open Source Week just started on May 9th. I have went to 10 streams and submitted 5 challenges in just one day. Time might be a little bit too many. Let's just say 3. 3 streams and submitted 5 challenges in just one day. I learned so much from all the streamers and hackers at the event. All right, so that is my description. This might be a little bit too short, so maybe I'll add a little bit more. I learned so much from all the streamers and hackers at the event by completing the challenges. Man, I can't spell today. By completing the challenges, I will even receive swags from MLH directly to my house. Cool. So that is my blog post. Give me a thumbs up if you got a blog post going. Let me know how far you got. I'd love to hear from you. So we got some thumbs ups. Thank you so much. All right, so now that we kind of practiced using the selector tool, the text box tool, and the rectangle tool, those are the building blocks of Figma design. And next up, let's actually add an image to the rectangle. So the way you can do it, this is a little bit tricky. So you click on the rectangle first, you go to layout on the right sidebar. Under fill, you have to click this color here. Thanks, Bobby. And then you're going to select image. So 3 clicks, 1 click, 2 click, and then upload a picture from your computer. So let me go ahead and do that. So I selected the rectangle, scroll down to fill, click the box here, and I'm going to choose image. So image is going to be from my upload from my computer. You can also do like patterns and things like that, or even search online for it. So I'm going to upload a picture of our Global Hack Week open source. Boom. Just like that, I now have my image. That all looks pretty good. And we talked about frames being the building blocks of a Figma design. So let's go ahead and select everything, select the image, select the title, and select the description, and combine that into creating a frame. So you can either use the shortcuts or you can just right click. So I'm selecting all 3. I'm going to right click and say frame selection. So now everything you can see is under frame 1 under layers. Let me actually rename it to post UI card. Maybe that's the name of the project. I'll call it UI card. So now it is it's basically a grouped frame with all the elements underneath. And let's actually go in now and turn on auto layout. Has anyone heard of the word auto layout before? Let me know in chat, like type yes if you have heard of that word. So auto layout actually helps you lay out components responsively. We got someone, a hacker says they have heard of auto layout. Great. So the way I would explain it is you have different iPhone screen sizes, right? You have different Android screen sizes, and you have different computers, different browsers, different users can have smaller browser window open or a bigger one. So how would you design something that will work for everybody? And that's where auto layout comes in. You define a set of rules, and you'll let the browser handle laying out in using those rules, applying those rules. So let's actually turn on auto layout real quick. Let's turn on auto layout real quick using Shift A, or you can right click, I think, add auto layout. And just like that, auto layout has been added. Okay. And next up, let's add some styling. So you can use your imagination here. I'm just going to kind of follow some of these spec here for laying out. So you can add some border, you can add some padding, you can add some colors. So let me go ahead and do that. So let's go to auto layout panel on the right. So you have enabled auto layout. We can add the alignment. We can add some padding. So we can maybe 16. Maybe we'll make the background fill pink. Maybe yellow. We can do yellow since Open Source Week's theme color is yellow this month. We can add a stroke. So this is the border. We can make it a little bit thicker, maybe 2 pixels, maybe 5 pixels. Too much. Oop. Maybe I'll do 2 pixels. And I can even add a border radius. How do I do a radius? It's in the configuration here. And I can curve it. That didn't work. So how do I do that again? Let me see. Center, stroke, where's border? Well, I'll figure that out later. We have a question in chat. Can you show me how you did the UI card? Do you mean like how I named it or how I grouped it? So let me know in chat. I basically selected everything, the 3 things we talked about, the rectangle image, the title, and the description. I right-clicked and I put frame selection, and afterwards I added auto layout so I can control some of the layouts on the right. I can even choose like gaps, like how much spacing between the title and the image, or the title and the description. Maybe I'll do 10, just like that. I hope that answered your question. Do let me know. All right. And yeah, and then it seems like I'm trying to do a curve. Oh, this is called join. That's not a radius. So where's radius? I have to figure it out. If anybody found the word, oh, there, corner radius. Okay, there it is. I got it. So I can make it round like that. I can even make this image have a corner radius of the same matching. Yeah, there you go. I now have my first Global Hack Week blog post card, UI card. Cool. We have 20 minutes left, so let's keep going. Next up, we're going to create a card container. So we have one blog post, one UI card now. Now let's create a bigger container, and it will act like the browser window that can fit multiple containers. So let's go ahead and drag using the frame tool. All right, so let me zoom out a little bit and drag a rectangle like this. And this will act like a web page, like a browser window. And I will move UI card into it. So I can just drag it like this. Drag it like this. Actually, I can't do it. I made a mistake. I need to create a frame, not a rectangle. So I should actually do this, right? Frame, and then drag the window like this. All right. Perfect. And looking at the card, I actually want a little bit more padding so that it doesn't fit so close together. Maybe the padding, where's padding? Padding. Yep. Okay, and then we also have the sizing. And we're going to choose auto height so that if the content is taller, the card will be taller as well. So now we have a big frame for the desktop browser window. We can turn on auto layout as well on the frame. That way, like, we can define what happens when there are multiple cards on the page. So I'll show you what I mean. Let's go to frame, right click and turn on auto layouts. Okay, and then just make it a little bit bigger again. And in the meantime, I'm going to copy a few UI cards. So the way I can do it is just click on the UI card itself on the under layers, Control C on Windows, Command C on Mac, and just paste, right? You can see we now have, I don't know, 8, 9, 10. We now have 10 UI cards. But if you look at everything, like, it doesn't look good, right? If you're on a website, you probably want the cards to wrap to the bottom. Like, if the screen size is smaller, you don't want it to always keep going to the right. You want it to go down, and you want it to spread it out a little bit. So that's where auto layout comes in. You can define exactly that. So clicking on the frame, you can first say, I want alignment to align on the top left, align top left here. So I can click that. Everything is now aligned on the top left. And if you hover, you can see, like, we have some excessive paddings here. We can actually change them as well. We can do maybe 200, 200 for now. So now you can see everything's laying out according to your auto layout properties. All right, and next up, like, we don't want all the cards to just keep going to the right. We want them to wrap. So you can actually turn on wrap by clicking on this icon to the right of the flow section. So wrap, and just like that, we are now wrapping all the cards. And the way you know it works is when you even drag the screen size, like, let's just say this frame is your screen, right? If you drag it larger or smaller, you will see, like, the cards will wrap accordingly. Like, they'll wrap according to your auto layout definitions. So that is very, very useful, right? And then lastly, like, I want some spacing between the cards. Like, they're a little bit too close together. So I can adjust the gap here to maybe 35. Maybe a little bit more, 50. Okay, that looks good. And just like that, everything will flow accordingly, according to our definitions. And all the styles will persist regardless of what screen size you're using. Give me a thumbs up if you like auto layout. This is so useful. All right. And in the interest of time, yeah, thank you so much for the thumbs up. In the interest of time, let's just keep going to Dev Mode Basics. We got more thumbs. I appreciate you. Okay, so now that we have a design we're happy with, let's design the product with Figma Dev Mode so we can actually, design two products with Figma Dev Mode. We're going to use this design and actually generate HTML and CSS that we can use directly in our applications. So we'll use this toggle on the bottom right of our, what do you call this, toolbar? Yeah, toolbar, the right side of the toolbar, and just turn on Dev Mode. I think Figma has changed the design a little bit, so it now looks like this. So you can just click on the code icon to turn on Dev Mode. And as soon as you turn on Dev Mode, you'll notice the page changed. All the margins, all the paddings are highlighted, right? And you can click on different elements and see all the different code associated with them, right? This is very useful. Let's just say, oh, I want to know how many pixels are like we need the spacing between these elements. I just hover over it, and you can see the image is 10 pixel above the title, which is 10 pixel above the description. So very, very useful to inspect your design. And there's a padding of 24, and you can just click on that to see all the layer properties. All right. So that's exactly what I was talking about. You can get the slide deck from the checking link afterwards. Okay, so now let's actually go to the, okay, we have a question in chat. I'm late, what are we exactly doing here? So we have learned Figma basics. We created a page that looks like this, like blog posts with, we call UI cards, and we added auto layout to it so that regardless of the screen size, the design will fit perfectly, right? So now we're actually going to use the dev mode. Let me turn that back on to convert this design into code. All right. So how do I participate? So you can watch my demo for now, and you can always rewind on YouTube if you would like. I'll also be sharing the full slide deck at the end. It will be in the checking link, which I will share in a bit. All right, so let's actually turn on dev mode. And what you can do is you can export the code for whatever platform you use, whatever design system you have. So let's just click frame one. Let's say I want to export it to HTML. I can just click that. And in just a couple seconds, all the HTML has been generated along with inline styling. You can see that, right? If I'm using React, it can generate all the React components with inline styling. There are other plugins that let you generate things differently, but the basic one is Figma to Code, and it already supports all these different languages and frameworks, or even Tailwind, right? Tailwind CSS and JSX style components. So they make it super, super easy to integrate directly in your application. So I have a question in chat. If I want to make a change to one card, will all of them update the same way or just the one I modified? It will only update the one you modify, it will only update one. But Figma has a way for you to create shared components so that everything can be linked to a single instance. That is beyond the scope of this workshop, but I recommend you look into it. You can just make this a let me see if I can find the tool here. Yeah, you can do a create component, make this a component, and just reuse that same component across the page, and it will all update at once. Hope that helps. All right, so now you can see, like, it is very powerful. It already generated so much. So now let's try it out. I'm going to create a new, this is going to be using AI, Copilot, kind of like a carryover from my last Copilot workshop. If you haven't, if you didn't join, let me create a new project. Let me just make a new folder maybe. Figma demo. I'll call it Figma demo and just open that folder. I already have GitHub Copilot set up, and I'm going to turn on agent mode. I can actually just copy this directly and use it, but if I want AI to be able to help me with that. So I'm going to say, create a blog post page using Tailwind CSS. It should be responsive. Use the design from Figma below, and then I'll just paste in the code that I have. Let's see how long it takes for it to generate the project now. All right, thank you so much. But I just want to show you the rest of the slide deck while we wait for AI. You can use even third-party code gens to export it to tons of platforms, languages, and frameworks. And if you just copy the resulting HTML code into a HTML file, save it, and open it, the cards will look and work perfectly, just as you created them. And in our case, our AI is taking a little bit of time, so we'll just wait a little bit. And in the meantime, let's keep going. If you want to experiment with Dev Mode further, you can even try this in VS Code directly. You can install the VS Code extension. And you can also learn more about all the features, including the one I talked about, creating components, in the Figma's Resource Center. So with that, if you don't mind, please fill out a quick survey about your experience learning about Figma today. And if you haven't checked in, you can use the check-in link below. I will link that as well to get access to all the things we talked about, the slide deck, and also get points for Global Hack Week. If you have any questions, this is a perfect time to ask. I'm happy to take any questions about Figma, about Global Hack Week, about MLH. And it looks like our AI has done the job. So let's open up our index.html together that the AI has created. And let me open it here. Boom. And just like that, we have something working perfectly. It looks like the title is wrapping a little bit. That is likely because I didn't set this to fit height. So this is the resizing part that I missed, auto height. But apart from that, it's looking great. We have a blog title, we have a description, and all the styling carried over. And I can even replace this image if I wanted to with the Global Hack Week image. So I hope I convinced you. That is the power of Figma, and using the Figma plugins, using AI. Currently, a lot of the AI agents also support MCP servers from Figma, so you can actually use AI agent to interact with Figma directly. And I have been actually playing with it. Figma server. You can actually interact with Figma directly. So I highly recommend you check it out if you would like. Have your AI interact with it, read files, write files, change the design, or even read directly from the design and code for you. So that is all from my session. If you were all good, give me a thumbs up. Or if you have any questions, please feel free to drop in. I have a couple more minutes here. What does everyone think? It's very powerful, right? All right, thanks so much, everybody, for giving me thumbs up. I appreciate you coming. And next up, we have our next workshop. Mayo was just talking about this. Our next event is with UT. That is our open source color palette generator part 3. That is happening at 5 a.m. Eastern time or 2:30 p.m. IST. So if you're in the US, you might have to wake up a little bit earlier for this, or for those of you in IST time zone, feel free to enjoy your morning, get some breakfast, get some lunch, and you can chip back in. And in the meantime, you can always work on all the Global Hack Week challenges. So make sure you go through them. And don't forget to submit the Figma challenge. The Figma GitHub. So this is the Figma MCP tool. This is very, very powerful. You can use it with a lot of AI agents directly to interact with Figma. In IST. So this is 2:30 p.m. IST. 2:30 p.m. I don't know your schedule. You might be sleeping then, but don't worry, don't worry. For the hackathon, where do you submit our projects? So for the Global Hack Week event, you can see all the challenges here. So there might be projects like create a new, let's just see, what is a good project? Like build a portfolio website, for example. You can click on it, you can submit your project. You will log in here using your MyMLH account. If you don't already have one, you can sign up for one and submit your project there. It will have some more information. I believe, let me just double check. Let me just double check something. Yeah, so I believe you submit the challenges here. If anyone else has any answers to that, please feel free to chime into the chat. Do we need to contribute? So this is optional. The challenges are optional. If you complete the registration challenges, you will be eligible for swags that will be mailed to you, which is why I recommend going through some of these challenges so you can learn about like which challenges that you need to complete. So just complete all the, let me just go back to the challenges page. Where'd it go? I have so many tabs. Challenges page, and complete all the registration challenges and partner challenges, I believe. But you can learn more about it on the Discord server. Oh, hello, you're late. You're late. But I'm happy to see you. There's a challenge you create open source tool library with good ideas. This challenge we can create open source tool or library. So this is a very, very open-ended challenge. I don't have any, I don't want to kind of sway you either, in any direction. But I would start looking at the things that you use and the pain points that you encounter while you're working on projects. So a lot of times, that's where the best ideas come from, because you're encountering a problem. I'm sure other people are encountering the same problem. You're not alone. For open source tool, I made a scrolling element animation. Yeah, that sounds like a very, very useful animation tool that can be popped into any website. Very useful. Link for the challenges page. Yes, so please go to ghw.mlh.io, and you can go to click the challenges link to go to it. Can you send a link for registration challenges? Yeah, so if you go to that link, you can use the filters to find those challenges. So all the ones that say registration and partner, I recommend you complete. And just make sure you also check into the event. That is also very important. All right, creating a Python library for 3D modeling. Yeah, that sounds very useful. All right, it's okay. Thank you for coming anyways. Cool. So we have other questions now. These are separate from Figma, but I'm happy to go through them real quick. This is the next workshop, next stream by UT, by the way. Where do I learn Java backend? So I shared the roadmap.sh yesterday, or sorry, yesterday in terms of Global Hack Week day one, but it's today, like 2 hours ago, I shared this link with some of the hackers, and you can find all the resources to become a backend developer, and you can click on Java to get some resources there. So I hope that's helpful. And thank you so much, everybody, for chiming in with different resources. All right. I think that's it, folks. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. I hope you learned something new. You can now add Figma to your workshop, or sorry, you can now add Figma to your list of skills that you have, add it to your resume. And I really, really appreciate everyone so much for coming. Happy hacking.